we going here? Can anybody hear? Does sound okay?
It's got a pad on there also. Just a few pads. There we go.
Can you see us all right? All right, I guess we're going then. Hey! What is going on, guys? This is Jason and
Papa Shrimp
with Jadren Aquatics. First ever live stream. Oh my gosh, has this been a pain. So we did a bunch of testing yesterday to get everything set up, to make sure the sound was good, to make sure that the video was good, and then we ran into problem after problem after problem, and literally we fixed it like 2 minutes before the stream actually started. So golly, and it feels weird to been on YouTube for almost 4 years and to have never done a live stream, and to come on, you think it would be easy just to pick it up, but I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. So this live stream is going to be like completely bare bones live stream. No fancy pictures all up in the corners or anything like that. This is just going to be just bare bones until we can figure out what the heck we're doing. I'm just glad that you guys can actually see us and that you guys can actually hear us. Does the sound okay to everyone? Too low? Too high? Let me hear for some people.
So far, the chat seem like everything's going okay. Seems like they can hear us.
Well, cool. Oh, we got Lumpy Dog here. 24 karat gold guppies still look amazing in their black plastic indoor pond. Now with fry swimming around them everywhere. Yeah, those 24 karat golds, those things look, especially when you get them like on a dark background, man, those things look absolutely beautiful.
Jeff said it's a little tinny, but I think that's the background noise, Jeff.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're trying it in the fish room the first time. We just kind of want to see how things go. And then next time, I don't know if you guys remember when we used to do, or when I used to do videos a long time ago, almost every single video I did was upstairs in this little kind of studio that I made. I kind of had a backdrop back behind us with some stickers and pictures and stuff like that. And so I think maybe next time we'll do it up there, and we'll kind of see how it goes from there. It's kind of funny because I know people began to wonder, like, why is he not filming up there anymore? And a lot of times I'll take like one person's comment and I'll kind of run with it. And I had one person that made the comment to me that said, you know what, I like it better when you do it in the fish room. And after that, I started filming almost every single video in the fish room. Probably the last video I really filmed upstairs was probably when I did the fish nerd, the fish nerd video. So we'll get it all worked out. The plan is we're going to try to do this every single week. That's our hopes that we can to do that. If we can find enough to talk about.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say real quick, hi to Carrie, Science Gal Aquatics. Hi to Priscilla, Priscilla MK. I know you're lurking. We also could use some help with moderators. So, Carrie, I know you do some moderating here and there. Monster Fish Gal, I just saw you popped in. Any of y'all that would be helpful enough to teach us a few things, because I don't know a whole lot about moderating, but I've seen that you gals have done quite a few moderation duties. So, help us out a little bit, because we're, like I said, we're new. We're kind of going with the flow on this one.
Looks like Brianna's asking whether or not we've done shell dwellers. Well, we have a 40 gallons got temporalis, man, I hate scientific names. I can never remember them. I need stuff that has common names to them. I don't know. We've got caudal punctatus. I know we have those. So that's 2 different shell dwellers that we currently keep that are both breeding like crazy. In fact, we got a 10 gallon over here that's kind of hiding. That's got a bunch of baby caudal punks.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they're absolutely adorable.
They came from me, by the way. He saved them and rescued them from my house last year, and then ended up with quite a few.
Yeah, if you guys remember Yeah, I know the topic was so you think you want to start a fish store. We'll obviously get to that. We have some funny stories and some probably want to turn you off from actually starting a fish room. But you guys remember Papa Shrimp, when his house burned, he needed a place to put all his fish, so I got all his fish and brought them over here. So I ended up with quite a few things that he actually had. So that was one of the ones, that shell dweller that he had. And I'm actually in the process of trying to give it back to him. And that actually leads into, do you want to start a fish store? And so one of the things that we're doing differently than a lot of fish stores do is we're quarantining our fish. Whenever we get import fish in, we're quarantining them for 2 weeks before we sell them. Because the sad fact is, when you bring import fish in, you're going to lose some. And there's going to be times, like with neons, that you're going to lose absolutely all of them. So we're in the process of trying to figure out right now how in the world to quarantine in a not necessarily a good way, but in a proper way that we have the most success. And so with me having 100 plus tanks here at home, and Papa Shrimp having quite a few tanks at his house, and he's setting up more, we're trying to figure out exactly how to do that in the right way. And that's whether, there's so many different things to think about. Like right now, everything we run is all on sponge filters. So is that what we're going to continue to do, or we're going to run them on sponge filters? But it seems like a lot of the places, like the big import places, they have these big, huge tank setups that run lots and lots of tanks that have big filtration systems on them with sumps. And so we're looking at maybe switching over to something like that. But again, this is all still new to us. We're just trying to figure this thing out as we go. And man, you want to talk about a learning experience.
It's been crazy. You wouldn't think that you'd have to know all these different things about importing fish, quarantining them, the diseases that you get, even with plants and the stuff that comes in with plants. You think it's easy? Not so much. I would have never been able to do this without a partner, and I think he feels the same way, that alone, neither one of us could do this. It's that hard, just because of so many different factors and the number of aquariums that we have. I mean, it's not just what we have at the store, but what he has here in this fish room and what I have, and that we're trying to use it as basically our warehouse, farming, breeding areas that we can bring back into the store and try to avoid importing as much as possible. Of course, that's going to be impossible. Everybody knows that. You guys want fish that we just don't have access to or can't breed fast enough. So we will have to import, and hopefully our quarantine process, that'll help save some fish and we won't lose as many. And get you better quality, healthy fish.
Yeah, for sure. Lumpy Dog made a comment on medication, and that's one of the things that we've talked a lot about. I know that people sort of have a misconception now because of the way that Corey does it. So with Corey quarantining all his fish and he medicates them, all of them, all the time, people assume that that's what should be done throughout the industry. Well, I've gone in and filmed unboxings in multiple fish stores, and I would hazard a guess that 95% of the fish stores that are out there don't do any type of quarantining process whatsoever. They get fish in, they put fish in their tank, and they put them out for sale. And the problem with that is because you always are going to have die-off, they end up dying on you. And it's really sad, the way that it is now. Whenever you go to a fish store and you buy fish, let's say you buy 12 fish and you get home, if in a week 2 or 3 of those fish have died, for the most part you're really not even that upset, because it's become a standard of expectation that if you go buy some fish, that they might not all live. And so right now we are not medicating. The only time we medicate is if we see a fish that looks like it's sick, instead of just giving a bunch of medication to every single one of the fish that comes in. Because there's times where when that medication can be stressful on the fish and end up causing more problems than you may not have had any problems in the first place if you'd have just left them alone and watched them.
I'm real big on the whole natural process of an aquarium myself. That's just a personal preference that I have. So I also believe in a business sense that if we do not use chemicals, that helps the cost of the fish that we're bringing in. It helps keep it down. If we start having to use a bunch of chemicals, that kind of brings the costs up, and then the only alternative for us is to raise prices, and that's something we don't really want to do. So everything that we can do naturally without adding stuff, without having to spend more money to keep the fish healthy, then that's going to be better, I think, overall for everybody involved. And then plus, it's kind of like we not boostering them with any kind of medications and then shipping them off to you to have to deal with whatever the side effects are after that. Of course, everybody has their own opinions, so let us know. And the feedback we get from our customers so far has been outstanding. So that kind of feedback helps us determine what our next steps are going to be or how we're going to improve our processes.
Yeah, because there's this funny misconception out there is that because I have a YouTube channel on fish that I know everything there is to know about fish, and that is so far from the truth. As you've seen many of my videos, I make mistakes absolutely all the time. So I'm constantly learning. So I'm always looking for anybody's input. I noticed that someone had made the comment that whenever you're doing puffers, you really need to deworm them, and I know that's pretty common when it comes to Plecostomus also. And then there's certain medications you want to use on some fish and not on other fish. Like I said, this process has been absolutely overwhelming for one thing, and just trying to figure out what in the world to do. And the other thing is just trying to manage it all. Most of you guys probably know the story, but you've probably heard me in old videos where I just constantly say, I don't like to catch fish, I don't like to bag fish, and I sure don't like to ship fish. Because people would ask me all the time, hey, can we buy your fish? Can we buy your fish? And I'm like, oh, if you buy my fish, I'm going to need you to drive from Ohio to my house and pick it up so that I don't have to bag it and ship it. And a lot of that was simply ignorance, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing. And so that's a lot of the process of right now, is just trying to, again, just figure that all out. So that's what we're doing right now, is just trying to learn and understand, what the proper way of doing that. The problem with that is as we're going through these processes, we're losing fish as we're quarantining them, because we really haven't been able to figure out whatever the best process is on what the heck to do.
It could be the temperature. A couple of months ago, we were dealing with having to get heat packs for our packaging. And then now we're looking at ice packs for our packaging with 100-degree temperatures. So all of these factors come into play that it's not really so simple of just bagging fish and putting them in the box, which I do for Jason since he doesn't like it. Well, I'm doing it now. I had to take a little break for my little, episode. But, it's one of those things that we're kind of learning as we go. And then also on top of it, don't forget, we have the retail side of it. So that's a whole nother side of it besides just online bagging, shipping, and keeping those fish healthy. And then we have customers coming in to our store as well. So that's a whole nother level of maintenance and keeping our tanks looking good and our fish looking healthy, because you go into a fish store and you see a bunch of dead fish, what are you going to do? Turn around and leave. Yeah. So that's also something that we're working really hard on, balancing both ends of it, online and retail. And with all of your help and support, I think we're going to get better and better as we go.
Yeah, I can't thank you guys enough that have ordered. You guys have been just absolutely wonderful through the process, because we're not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that we don't have fish die in shipments. We do have fish die in shipments. It's not a lot, but it tends to be like maybe one in a package that may have 12 fish in it, and that happens like every 6 or 8 packages. And so right now, a lot of that we think has to do because here in Texas we're at 100 degrees. And so it's really hot. So one of the things that we actually did is we were trying to understand the process of how does it work when the post office gets your box and then gets it onto a truck? You know, how hot does it get? How long is it in the truck? Is it trucked at night? So one of the very first things that we did, or not first thing, one of the things we did not too long ago is I have this digital thermometer that I keep out in the fish room at work. And so for those of you guys that don't know, so 2 fish rooms. This is my house, 100 plus fish tanks here, and then I own a printing company. At the printing company, I built a fish room inside the printing company where we have about 70 odd tanks, I think is about what we're at right now. And what the heck was I talking about?
About the digital thermometer.
Oh, digital thermometer. Sorry, I'm
Squirrel.
I get to chasing some squirrels sometimes. That's why I have to edit my videos, because so many times I'm just off on a rant. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. We were talking about
duckweed.
No, duckweed. God, don't get me started on duckweed. The thermometer. So we took the thermometer, we put the thermometer in a box just like we would ship any other package of fish, with the insulated, inside on it, and then we put some bags of water around it to simulate as close as we could to what it was like shipping fish. And I actually shipped the fish to Papa Shrimp's house. I know you're thinking, well, that's not very far. Well, at least we could see the idea of what happened. And well, this thermometer that I have, it actually, whenever it's hooked to a Wi-Fi, it dumps all the data and it shows you minute by minute what the actual temperature was and the humidity. And so that way I knew once we got it and we brought it back in and got it into the Wi-Fi, we could plug it in and it would dump all that information. And so we learned that when it first gets to the post office, it's fine there because they keep it like 70 degrees in there. It's pretty cold. And then we assume maybe the problem is whenever they take that box and they put it out on the dock as they're about to put it onto the to the big trucks. We assumed that was probably around 7 o'clock, but come to find out, that's probably about 8 o'clock. And so by that time, the temperatures dropped down to about 90 degrees. But the temperature in the box, it never got above 78 degrees that entire day. So they got it on the truck, they took it on, all that night it was fine, and then the next day is when we began to see things that really began to open our eyes. Because you could tell about 8:30 that package actually got onto the mail trucks. I don't know about your mail trucks around you, but the mail trucks that we have no air conditioning in them. You see the people in there and they are sweating their butts off. And so about 8:30, you could see that temperature it got down to about 76 because of wherever the climate control was, and then it just began to climb. And then about 12 o'clock, it had reached about 84, 85 degrees, and then about 1 o'clock, they actually put it on his porch. By the time it was on his porch, it was about 88 degrees, which is high. I mean, that's high. A fish can withstand that for a little while, but not for a long period of time. So if it was on that truck for even longer, it would get hotter and hotter and hotter. So the thing that we decided to do is every time we go to ship, we would look for anybody's address, and if it was going to be above 90 degrees on one of the days that we thought it would be delivered, whatever the high was, then we would tell them, okay, this has to be actually delivered to your post office, and then you can go by your post office and actually pick it up. So that's a little bit of the learning experience that we've done. Things have gone a little bit better because of that. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yes, definitely. And one of the cool things about it was that we did put it in with 4 bags of water, like if there was fish. So we didn't put any fish in it, but we wanted it to be as real of an environment inside the box as possible. And I think that really opened up our eyes to seeing the temperature just rise and rise once they put it on the truck. So it really helped us out, and we've kind of changed the way we're packaging our fish now too because of that. So any of you that have gotten any orders recently, if you could give us some feedback on that, that'd be outstanding on what you think of the new way that I've been packaging them.
Yeah, that's another thing too, is how great the people have been. I know I mentioned that a minute ago, but I mean, the people that have been ordered have been absolutely awesome, because the ones that we have had problems with something dying, every single one of them have worked with us on getting it better, whether it was refunding them for it, or we would reship it back out to them. And it's always crazy, because a lot of times, because specifically the guppies, that's why the majority of people come to the site to buy fish, is because of the guppies. We've got a guy that breeds them here local in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so they're not your import guppies. For any of you guys that know, whenever you buy a guppy and it's an import guppy, I can speak from experience because I bought a lot of import guppies. My hope is that trio or that double trio that I bought, my hope is that they have babies before they all die. So I'm literally buying these fish with the expectations of them dying and hopefully having babies, because I've got multiple tanks full of guppies where the parents did die within the first month, but they had 3 or 4 babies that then brought on this whole population. So here I am again. I've gone off on a tangent. And what was a point that I was trying to make? I don't know.
Just about the importing of the...
Oh yeah, the importing. So, so Sam is the guy that breeds our fish for us, and so he's got these super healthy fish. Now I know where I'm going. I'm back on track again. Unless I keep talking, and if I keep talking, I'll get off track again. People get the guppies in, and they fall in love with them the second they see them, and then when they write me and tell me, hey, one of them died, and I said, okay, would you like me to offer you a refund? They're like, how about this? How about I place another order because your fish are absolutely amazing looking, and then you can just put those, the extra ones that are not the extra ones, but the replacements that died into the box to absolutely add on to them so that they get that, and plus they get more. So that's been awesome. It's kind of I'm a customer service type person. Like my print shop, it grows because of the way that I treat people and take care of people. So I try to bring that same thing into the fish world. And my fear is always that someone's going to get a fish and they're just going to get mad because it died on them, when I have no control of the fish once I ship it. When I put it in the bag, I do my best to pick the healthiest fish that I can, but you don't know at the post office, who's treating it like a punching bag or who's punting it around the post office. You just don't ever know what in the world is going to happen to it.
I got a good question here from Aaron Schmidt. Says, I've shipped fish a few times and have had packages marked for pickup on the label that were delivered to their door in 100-degree weather. How do you make sure they're held at the post office?
That's easy. You talk to the person and you ask them to look up their local post office. So when you ship it directly to the post office. You don't ship it to their address. Even a second step, we take a bright green sticker that we put on there that says hold for pickup and then the person's name. That way, it can't be delivered to the wrong address because there is no other address that it can go to.
That was a good question.
Some companies don't refund shipping or reship DOAs, which is, I agree. There's some companies out there that just say, well, I'm sorry. And I remember when I first started this, I was trying to come up with a DOA policy, dead on arrival. What am I going to do? And I began to read through some of the policies that some of the people had, and they were... I couldn't believe them. It was kind of like they were just saying, too bad, so sad. If you get the fish and they're dead, you're just out of luck. And my thought is, like, how is someone ever going to come back and order from you again if you're not going to, back the fish up? Again, I know it's not your fault. It's the shipping company's fault. But it's just, we've learned, it's just part of the business that you have to deal with.
Any other questions? I'm trying to go through here. Sorry if I keep looking down and you only see the top of my head, but I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments and make sure that we're getting to everybody.
I did see...
I'm surprised, though. 98 people.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's crazy for us just doing this for the very first time. And there's 100 people in here. You guys are absolutely amazing. I know I say that all the time, but you guys, I don't know. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for all you guys and all your support. I did see someone ask a question. Are you going to make a second part to Fish Nerd?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. So the Fish Nerd thing that was so much fun. Don't get me wrong. To do that with my son, for him to create if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, when you get off of here or open another browser, go to Fish Nerd Wrap and watch it. It was a lot of fun to make, and people absolutely loved it. And when you put out a video on YouTube, your idea the whole time is, man, I hope this is the one that finally blows up. Well, this was the one where I felt like, man, this is so catchy. Like, people are going to want to sing this in their fish room while they're doing water changes. So I thought this is the one, man, this is finally the one that's going to blow up. And don't get me wrong, it did good, but it didn't do quite as good as I had hoped. It never really took off. And I know a lot of that because it wasn't a very searchable thing. It could only grow by people being able to share it. So yeah, I have plans to do another one. In fact, right after that, you guys that know Jay Wilson, he used to live here in this area, and he did cichlids. And so him and I were going to do a rap battle. And this rap battle was going to be me defending guppies and him defending cichlids. And so we wrote all the lyrics, and I recorded my half, and then he started recording his half, and things kind of got, you know, they didn't kind of work out the way we had planned. And so both of us got busy, and we never actually finished it. And I had another guy, I can't remember what his channel is, but he was like challenging me to like this real rap battle. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not a rapper. I just wrote some lyrics down on a page, and I just tried to rap them the best I can do. Like, I can't freestyle. Like, those took me days and days and days to write. So
you did it like a well machined fish nerd.
and the video itself I absolutely hate because some of it's out of focus. But the problem was I was so tired of editing it. I just wanted to get the thing out there. So I just in trying to time your singing to the words was just like almost impossible. If you've ever edited a video and done that, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't have the greatest editing software either, so that didn't help. And so at that point, I just wanted the thing out there for people to see. Well, not to see. I wanted you to hear it. I would prefer if you would, turn off the video and just listen.
See, I'm going to do it a remix, and we're going to have to mix in Shrimp Nerd with Fish Nerd in there. I think that's a great idea. Somebody said it should be a shrimp mix instead of a remix.
A shrimp mix. I've heard people that have said, "Hey, you need to make a duckweed song."
Oh God!
And I'm like, okay, I've already made some good duckweed rants. If you haven't ever seen that before, there's videos I make that are really, really fun, and then there's videos I make that are just kind of, I want to be fun, I want to laugh, I want to kid around. But when you're talking about the nitrogen cycle, there's not really any way to crack a joke or to have any fun with that. But when you can talk about duckweed, oh mama, can you get it going? So if you haven't seen that video, that's one you want to go look up. Look up duckweed rant or something like that. I don't know. It's one of the last 10 videos.
I thought it was something about why your wife was going to divorce you.
Oh well, no, that video hasn't been put out yet.
Oh,
that's a whole nother topic. I know you guys out there understand that is the trying to keep the wife pleased while doing a fish room. That's a topic in itself. Almost everyone that comes into the fish store, that's one of the things they talk about. Oh, my wife got mad because I spilled water on the hardwood floors. and so that you know, like, every fish tank that I have is in the garage. There's not a single fish tank inside the house. Now, my wife would let me put a big show tank in there if I wanted to, but the fear is something's going to go wrong with it, and I'm going to spill water, and then it's just going to make her mad, and it's going to cause problems out there. So let's just let's not bring any tanks to the inside.
Let's see, what else do we have here on our list? Of course, we've already said thank you to all our subs, members, moderators now. Thank you, which is new. So thank you for all your help, because again, we'll get better at this as we go, and we hope to make this consistent weekly at the same time, same bat channel, same bat time every week. It all depends on if we can get all the bugs worked out. But I think we did a pretty good job so far getting that far going. What do you guys think? And you could leave comments either now or some of the stuff. Hey, thank you for the super chat.
Awesome.
Desert Fish.
Desert Fish, thank you so much. Thanks for all you do, Jason. Well, you are more than welcome. I don't know what I do, but apparently I do.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
But the whole thing is, I can't thank everybody enough for just the support, the overwhelming support, especially when I went to the hospital. You guys were amazing. I appreciate all the donations. That was amazing. We've also had a little bit of a incident with Jason's wife as well, so that was a little bit of a scare. So we've been kind of working half and half, 50-50, back and forth between the two of us as I recover. And I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping up with what we can. I'm hoping that we'll start seeing the orders come back after we get past all of this back to school stuff. I think that was slowed things down for everybody. I know that I've been so caught up in getting my son back into boarding school. That was a little bit of a frantic week last week, but it's all good now. So anything you guys can do to help us out, share the channel, share the page, go check out our website, leave us some comments and feedbacks. We're very open to what it is that you are looking for. What kinds of fish are you looking for? I can't promise that we can have everything, because that's just impossible. But we want to try to have and keep fish and spend our efforts on stuff that we know is going to turn around and get into your aquariums. We don't want to get just a bunch of stuff that we like. I mean, if I got what I liked, all I'd have is a bunch of Caridina shrimp and Neo Caridina shrimp and my Cotopunks and black rams, and that'd probably be it. But I can't just stick with what I like, because it's not about me, it's about you guys. And it's about you giving us the feedback like you have that gets us the product, whatever it is, whether it's angelfish at the store only because we don't want to ship them. I got a bunch of driftwood, but again, a shipping issue. So if we can get some ideas from you guys, maybe some of you know tricks on shipping driftwood without putting them in a big giant box or poking through bags. Until then, we're selling that at the store only. There's certain things like that we're going to do just at the store, because we're still trying to overcome the shipping obstacles.
Is that Joe Shrimp Shack? Is that Joe?
Yeah.
What is up, Joe? Joe, what? That guy's a trip.
Yeah, he is.
We had some fun with him. Oh, so I walked away for a second because I wanted to do something. I think she's gone now, but Priscilla, you saw her. She comes on as Swiss
Aquatics.
Swiss Aquatics. So you guys that are members already know this, but for those of you guys who have never seen it before, these are the prints that I give away every other month. If you're a member of the channel, I give you a choice of a bunch of different ones of these. You get to choose 2 each time. But the reason I wanted to bring it up is because Priscilla, who is Swiss Aquatics, she is the one that actually draws all these things. This is just one of them. I was going to show you the 2 that I actually had this week, but I can't figure out where the heck I had. There's a delay from us being able to see what's going on, so I can't tell. Here, I can't tell if it's in the picture or not, but this is one of the ones that she did. There's a whole bunch of different ones that she does, and I just want to tell her thank you so much for allowing me to give these away to you guys. It's just they're just absolutely just beautiful. They look to me like they're real, like they're not even actually drawn.
And at least he put them in a frame, Priscilla, if you're still here. We know somebody who hasn't put it in a frame.
Well, the reason that this one is in a frame is because the thing I have set up upstairs where I used to do all the videos, I framed 2 or 3 of them and I put them up on the walls around some Star Wars stuff. That I'm a Star Wars nut, by the way. I ran a bunch of Star Wars stuff also, so it looked like a nice backdrop whenever I was filming. So that's why I've got those framed. But I've been meaning to frame all the ones I have and put them up all on the walls up at the fish store, so that when people come in, they actually get to see them. Yeah, Blake's saying he loves his also. Blake's been a member for a long time. Again, I appreciate all the members. You guys are absolutely awesome.
Blake, I'm hearing all kinds of weird, crazy things going on over there in your part of the world. Is the COVID stuff really getting that bad over there? I'm just curious, because rumors have it that their restrictions are coming down pretty bad again over there in that part of the world.
Yeah, definitely some lockdown. Oh yeah, Monster Fish Girl, she actually linked Priscilla's channel to you. She's got a lot of the videos where she actually shows as she's drawing these things. Just really, really cool. You definitely want to check that out. Long fin rosy barbs are hard to find. Yep, I've never actually seen those on any order list ever.
Awesome, we got a new member, Pompeii Ranch.
Awesome, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. For those of you guys, oh, another member. For those of you guys that are joining as members, first of all, thank you. You're awesome. If you click up on the community tab, like if you go to my first YouTube page, there's a community tab. If you click on that, you'll now be able to see the messages that go out to members. And if you look at the message there, there'll be a link that you can click on. And if you click on that link, it'll show you all your choices. So if you guys would go in there, you can choose the choice that you want right now. There's another one. Thank you so much, Liquid Zoo. You go in there, you can actually choose the one that you want and then give your address and stuff. That way we can get that packaged up and sent out to you. And if you're not looking for the pictures, you guys have probably seen before all the little small stickers that we do. We've got the full set of those. There's 100 and something. You can't. Well, they're up here. You can't see them right now, or they might kind of be above your head.
Yeah.
Up there. You can see a few of them. But there's a big set of those. So if you guys are interested, you can choose that instead. And then there's one other thing you can choose from, and that's the stickers that go on your tanks. There's about, I think I did about 100 different types of fish. I try to do a lot of different common fish and a lot of fish that we actually sell. So there's stickers that you can put on your tank to designate what the fish are. Especially with all these tanks in here, it's hard to remember what everything is. But the bad part is, in this one, I've changed stuff around so much that probably half the stickers that are on here aren't even correct. And the stickers that I originally use are ones that won't come off. They're just like, they're frozen on there for eternity. But the ones that I've actually done now, that you can get in that group, if that's what you choose, they're made of vinyl, so you can peel them on and off, and so if you move them a tank or if they die and you don't have them anymore, you can just take them off and throw them away. But people always saw those on my tank and they kept going, how can I get those, how can I get those? And I always thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work to try to get that set up. And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get it all done. So that's how it worked out.
No, I've never sold a Chimera mystery snail. But we did get in today Jade and Lavender mystery snails.
Yeah, Jade apparently is some new color. Oh, we got another person that's joined the member. Thank you so much. Stephen P. 2003. Awkward.
Danikin.
Oh, Danikin.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Hey, don't forget, I have a channel too. So after we're done with this, jump over there, hit the subs, please. When we get to... I just made it over 400 members, so I promised that I'd do a giveaway. But if we can get me to 500, then I'm definitely doing a $50 gift card from Jadren Aquatics.
Hey, we haven't discussed this yet.
Oops.
It's coming out of your paycheck.
Paycheck? I own a fish store. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, if one of the mods wouldn't mind, if you could link over to Papa Shrimp's YouTube channel so you guys can go over there and check that out, that would be absolutely awesome.
I feel like such a little channel compared to this guy over here, but it's so fun being his partner. We've had a blast ever since we really started being friends and going around doing fish tours and all that stuff. It's been amazing. So I'm just so grateful that we're here where we're at today doing what we're doing together. I couldn't imagine doing it with anybody else, and I'm extremely grateful. So much so that I do believe that my quadruple bypass, I do believe that was something that needed to happen, or else I wouldn't have been able to give him 100% of me. So I look at everything that just happened as a good thing to get me ready for the next step in my life, which is going to be some awesome fun.
Yeah, because if he hadn't have gone to the emergency room, there is about a 99% chance that I would have walked in there one day and actually found him dead on the floor. I mean, he was 100% clogged in 3 and 80% clogged in the 4th one.
80% in the 4th.
So yeah, he was an absolute ticking time bomb. Oh, we got more people joining members. Thank you guys, Mike. Omeg, Vals, Valsworth. Valrath. Oh, we already got Daniken already. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys are absolutely awesome. Yeah, he talks about that, us being friends. And so it's kind of a funny story. Him and I met. He was riding me back, but right before Chicago.
Yeah, I started about 6 months before Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago 2020 Aquashella.
19.
Oh yeah, no 20. 20
Yeah.
was canceled. Okay. God, what is it with COVID where you lost a year?
Yeah.
Like everything I say, I'm always a year off because you like just completely lost it. Okay, here I am again, off on a trail and almost forgetting. So he was writing me, asking me some questions about printing, but also asking me some things about going to Chicago. And so I show up at the airport to get onto the plane, and here he comes up walking to me. I'd never seen him before, so I have no idea who he is. So he introduced himself, and come to find out we're on the same flight, but we weren't sitting anywhere near each other, so we couldn't sit by each other. So we got to spend a little bit of time in Chicago, not a lot of time. But when we came back, that's really when we started becoming friends, because whenever I go out and I film fish room tours, it's just not, it's like going on vacation by yourself. Like, I don't know why I'm saying
Going to a movie by yourself.
My little brother goes on vacation by himself. I better not talk about my little brother. He's subscribed to my channel, so I can.
Thanks, Michelle, for the $2 super chat.
Yeah, thanks. I better not talk about my little brother like that, or he may be watching this. So, but going out and filming these things by yourself is just not any fun. I mean, it's enjoyable to be out there, but to be able to do it with someone. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, you want to go to Austin with me? They're having a fish auction on like a Sunday. I said, how about we go out there on Saturday? We'll hit as many fish stores as we can, and we'll hit as many fish rooms as we can, and we'll film. And that's what we did. We had a blast. All day Saturday from morning until night. We were hitting place after place after place, and had so much fun. And so, man, I was so excited. I'm like, man, I got this friend now that lives close, and we can do all this stuff together that's fish related, and he's also into YouTube too, so I can help him get his thing going. And so I was all excited about that. And then he had the problems with a house burning, and then he decided it was time for him, that he needed to basically have a restart in his life. And so he was interested, he was trying to find something to do, and so he began to look, because he found out that Filmora Aquatics was hiring. And I'm good friends with Rob, and so I began to tell Rob, like, man, this guy is a diamond in the rough. Like, you don't want to miss out. If you need someone, this is who you want to hire. And all along, I'm thinking to myself, Jason, you're sending your friend away. The person that you're having all this fun doing all this stuff with, and you're about to send them away. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I understand he needs this fresh start. And this is really the best thing for him. And so sure enough, he accepts that job in Ohio, flies out to Ohio, starts the job there. This, that, and the other happened, and he ends up coming back, and all about the same time that I'm starting this fish store. I mean, like, all this stuff could not have worked out. I mean, it was just this completely God-ordained moment that just like all came together, and he ends up here, and I had to have someone. Like, so again, I started the fish store because of the fact that COVID had hit my print shop so bad that my sales were down like 90%. And I didn't know if I was going to recover. I'm like, everything is just completely unknown. And so I'm thinking to myself, man, I got to do something. I got to prepare and be proactive in case this thing doesn't take off.
Right.
And so that's what I did. I went, all right, I'm gonna build a fish room. We hardly have any work. I don't got anything else better to do. Let's build a fish room. And for those of you guys who've ever started a fish room from the beginning, where you're building walls. Now, granted, I had 3 walls already up, but I had to build another wall, put electricity, all that stuff in. And so that took a long time to get all of that stuff going. And by January, I finally had it done, had things up for sale. What month did you come back?
February.
February. Okay, so January, I finally start the thing. I get sales going, and everything takes off. I mean, absolutely took off. So I've now got all these orders to pull. Well, guess what? The print shop takes back off again. everything starts coming back. In fact, the print shop gets back to the place where we're doing more than we were doing before COVID. So here I am with a fish store that's now taken off, and let me tell you, pulling and packing orders is a slow process. There is nothing, you know, if you've been in the industry where you pull and pack orders, you know, you go over to a shelf and you grab widget A and you put it in the box, and you grab widget B and you put it in the box, you tape it up, you put a label, and it's out. No, in a fish tank, you got to get your arm in the fish tank, and then you got to use your other hand with a net, and you got to scare the coolie loach over here to try to get him in your net. 15 minutes later, you finally get this stupid coolie loach in your net to ship to a person. Sorry, I have some problems when it comes to certain fish, but now because of all those different fish, I like have techniques on how to catch every single fish now, because every fish takes a little bit something.
That's another part
different.
of the learning curve you don't even think about until you get it. Like Jason ordered a batch of Chinese algae eaters. And as soon as I saw the bag, I was like, why would you even consider buying these? They're going to be hell to catch. And we haven't sold any, thank goodness, because they are difficult to catch. And we have a couple of them in there that it's pretty embarrassing when a customer comes in and walks into the store and it's like, oh yeah, let me get one of those. And then you're sitting there for 20 minutes, the tank's all cloudy, you can't even see through it anymore because you've taken everything out and you're trying not to look like an idiot in front of the customer. So
And try not to stress the fish out.
Yeah, try not to stress the fish out too. Oh my God. I mean, these are things that we've kind of had to learn over the course of just doing it. You know, sometimes you got to just take that risk and just do it. And I'll tell you what, we've learned a lot. I'm learning new stuff every day.
Boy, that's an understatement. Oh, we got some more new members. Thank you so much, Ruben, the Guppy guy. And what's that one?
Yes, Liquid Zoo, that's his process. Papa Shrimp, come catch these fish and bag them up. See ya.
Yeah, and the fact that he laughs, but that's really kind of how it is right now. But that's because right now it's manageable. He can handle catching them throughout the day and get them caught and stuff, and be able to get them bagged and ready for the post office. But there are times when it gets busy enough where I have to come in there and help. And in fact, this is a funny story now, not a funny story then. So we decide, hey, look, everybody has sales. Let's run a sale on guppies. And so we decide, okay, we're going to run a sale. We're going to do all guppies, $20 a pair for 4th of July.
Yeah, I think it's
4th of July. So we run this sale, and we sell a lot. I mean, a lot of guppies. Well, guess what happens? Someone goes to the hospital and has to have a quadruple bypass. So guess who got to pull all the orders by himself while trying to run a print shop at the same time? Oh my goodness gracious. So luckily it wasn't terribly busy, and I did like a lot of pre-planning stuff that I don't normally do. Like I pre-printed the labels, and then I took all the sheets and I marked what size box it was so I could take the thinking process out of it. And thank goodness, like, there are times that I only want to sell guppies. You know why I want to just sell guppies? Because when you walk over to a tank to catch the guppies, you know what he says? He says, where's the net so I can jump in?
Yes.
Because I'm ready to go to my new home. And that's what you do. You put the net in there, and the majority of the time, you're trying to get extra guppies out because they're all trying to swim in the net. I mean, talk about the easiest fish to catch and ship. It is guppies. Super, yes. super easy.
Super easy. Sometimes it's just one of those things where I just see a pair right there. Oh, that's a pair. And I grab them, and then I go and I put them in the bag. It's that easy. I wish all of the fish could be that easy. Shrimp are pretty easy, but we haven't had too many shrimp in our store yet. We're still doing them from Jason's fish room here. And so he catches them and then brings them up to the shop, and then we'll rebag them from there. But we're getting our shop set up pretty good to where our shrimp tanks are going to be set up, our guppy rack's going to be set up, our planted tank racks are set up. We're just blowing into going as far as getting everything set up as much as we can. So,
Dion asked a question: are you considering having events in San Antonio, Austin area? So yeah, that's definite. We've done fish auctions in Austin, but right now Austin, the people that are in the Greater Austin Aquarium Society, they're doing nothing whatsoever. They're having no events whatsoever. That's one of the things that we're looking into, because right here we do a show right now every 2 months or so that has absolutely taken off. We've moved into a 5,000 square foot building. There's 50 something vendors. There's thousands of people that show up to this thing. I mean, lots of people. It's just doing really, really well. So we're hoping that they'll start doing things in some of these other cities. Because when they do it in another city, it's a kill of two birds with one stone situation.
Right.
We can go out there the day before, after we bag fish and bring them. Then we can film while we're there, all the fish stores and all the fish rooms that are there, and then the next day we can set up and do the show. So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to doing those. There's just not very much that seems to be actually going on. So if you guys ever see one that's in your area, even like Louisiana, like, I don't know what, maybe 5-6 hour drive maximum from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is a lot of Oklahoma, some of Arkansas. We would definitely be willing to do those. And right now, the plan is to actually do Aquashella Dallas. Again, since it's in Dallas, it's not very far away, and so we think we're going to actually set up there. Now, Aquashella being such a big event, it's expensive. It's like $700 to actually get a table. And the problem is, there's not very many freshwater people that actually set up this. Almost all the people that set up are saltwater. So the people that come there, which is mostly freshwater people, because it's the freshwater YouTubers that are pushing it. So the majority of people that show up, are coming there to see Joey, or they're coming there to see Paul Cafaro, or whoever some of the other big ones are, Jason, Primetime Aquatics, KG Tropicals. They're there to see them, but they also want to buy freshwater fish, and there's not very many. And so we're hoping we can get set up there and actually bring a bunch of fish to sell.
And shrimp.
Yeah, and shrimp. And then that'll help us make the determination of how well that goes. And if it goes well enough, at least if we can just break even, because more to us, it's more about exposure, and then it also gives me the ability to meet you guys in person. So we have the YouTube booth that we do, and I felt bad. I've had multiple people that wrote me after Orlando that came to see me, and I wasn't in the booth that time. I was walking around or helping out with the shrimp thing or something like that, so I missed you guys. Well, at least when we have a booth, we're there the whole time, so anybody that wants to come up and say hi or take a picture or, weirdly enough, get my autograph, like who?
He's such a rock star.
Who wants my autograph? But you want my autograph? We print up these things, or I print up these things for everyone to sign. So that's the plan, is to set up an Aquashella. If you guys have not made plans to be a part of that, that is going to be on actual Halloween.
Aquashelloween, is that correct?
Yeah, they're calling it something like Aquashelloween or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not dressing up. This is me dressed up.
Yeah, this is how I am. Well, I'm coming as Papa Shrimp. And I think just before, I know we got a few more minutes left, but before we get, I'm sorry if I get too close to the mic and it changes the audio. But after us, I believe, is Primetime Aquatics and Dance Fish. So whenever you get out of this stream and go into one of their streams, just keep us in mind that next week we'll be doing it, same time, same channel, all that fun stuff. And I really do appreciate it. I'm surprised. We got 117 viewers now. I don't know how many likes we have. I haven't checked.
92. How is it 754? I feel like we've been on for like 5 minutes. We're like,
talk a lot.
We're like, yeah, apparently I do. We're like making notes over there, and before, like, hey, we better write down some notes so we know what to talk about, so we don't have any dead air. But little did I know I was going to go off in a rant and absolutely. Oh wait, we got someone that says, "Oh, it was great talking to you at Orlando, GK Aquatics. Man, I wish your picture was beside there so I actually knew who you are, because I could say, man, it was amazing talking to you. But I'm not sure who you are. So, but it was awesome talking to you, because everyone I got to talk to was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, you can go as Papa Shrimp and I'll go as Jadren.
Okay. What else we got here before we wrap this puppy up? Oh, Blake says might be a good idea to repost the members post to select options and provide postal details. Again, for those of you guys that joined today to be members, again, for those of you if you're just joining in, this is some of the prints that I actually give out every other month. If you become a member, you can actually, if you go to the main YouTube page for my channel, it gives you different bars to click on, and one of the one is called Community tab. When you click on that Community tab, when you're a member, you're allowed to see a section that only members can see. And if you look down, I think it's only 1 or 2 posts, you'll actually see all the choices of things that you can get. And if you click on that, then it'll take you to a Google form where you can fill out, choose what you want, and then give me your shipping information, and then I'll get that shipped out to you just as soon as possible. I want that print, but it's not on the list. Liquid Zoo. Are you talking about the leopard frog? I don't know. It used to be on there. I have them. If not, I'll go on there and look at it a little bit later. So if you don't want to fill it out yet, I'll go on there a little bit later. Oh, another person joined.
A petition to make the Zen Ginger a mod. Yes, we have to. Jason's the master of the buttons over there, so he has to do that. That's a good idea, Blake. Thank you for that.
I'm trying.
I appreciate that, Ginger. I appreciate it. Monster Fish Gal, you've been posting all of those updates. Who else is... Carrie, I haven't seen her post in a little while. I think she's split.
Jim Miller, thank you so much for becoming a member. You, sir, are awesome.
And thank you for all of the subs on my page, everybody. That's been awesome. I'm surprised I didn't see Jess in here this evening from Mains, Tails, Furs, and Fins.
Yeah, if you guys are ever looking to something to listen to in the morning, she does a daily.
Yes, daily.
She does a daily
aquatic morning show.
Yeah, aquatic morning show. So she's under Mains, Tails, and
Furs and Fins, Fins and Furs.
Mains, Tails, Furs, and Fins. I don't know. It's something like that.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, just search a lot of words and you'll probably find something really nasty.
Tails,
you probably want to back out of.
Fins and Furs.
Oh, another super chat from Liquid Zoo. $5. Thank you for modding Zen. I mentioned it a few times and thought I was being annoying.
No, not at all, Liquid Zoo.
No. I see people that do live streams and how they can't keep up with the chat, and now I understand. Because, so, when I'm talking, if I don't focus on what I'm talking about and I start looking at this, then what'll happen is be the thing that happened like 12 times. Squirrel. And I'll forget what I'm talking about. So I gotta stay focused. So a lot of times
I feel like Josh, looking at his phone, and then you're Big Rich, or like Amber and Joseph used to be, and Amber looking at the phone and Joseph doing the talking. But we're gonna get better, I promise. We'll figure this out. I got bad vision. I got bifocals, if you can't tell. So I have to use my phone. I can't see that far.
Well, I have contacts, but my contacts have the built-in bifocal function to them. So it's like wearing readers, but it's only so powerful. And so, like normally I have to wear readers. Like if I'm gonna try to tell like the difference between a male or a female, I gotta put some readers on. Or no, let's tell the truth. To be able to catch the right fish, I gotta put some readers on. God, this just became the old person show. Shut up talking about old stuff.
I'm colorblind. I'm red-green colorblind, just like Rob from Flip Aquatics, so I can see colors, but sometimes I get things, I have to go ask him, hey, which one is this? Or he'll sit there and go, yeah, the ones that look really orange, and I'm like, hello? And he'll be like, oh yeah.
That's the running joke every single day, is me saying a color, and he looks at me with this dumbfounded look, and I'm like, oh, I always forget. The green ones. That's why when the new mystery snails came in, he was like, I was like, oh, we got some new emerald ones. He goes, oh, great, for the colorblind guy.
Yeah, I had to read the tag. Okay, that's what color they are.
Another member, Pamela Collins, thank you so much. You are awesome for joining as a member also.
And we are at 8 o'clock.
All right, 8 o'clock, we are out of here. Thank you guys so much. It's been a blast.
It's awesome.
I'm looking forward to doing this again. So thank you guys, and God bless.
See you next week.